Hello everyone, your favorite retired streamer, Wolfie here, coming at you with another one. Now, in this one, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be reviewing this chair right here. This is a DXRacer. You've seen it around these parts for quite a while in my videos. Back when I used to stream regularly as well, you used to see it there also. So, after having used it for so many years, I believe it has been about 5 years now that I've had this chair. I think it's about time we did a review for it, huh? Yeah, and I guess this is a good situation here considering I can kind of give a review on its durability, how long it'll last, its life. So, the DXRacer chair. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen these on a lot of streams, chairs similar to this, gaming chairs as they do call them. Now, before we actually talk about the chair itself, there's one thing I want to mention that is common among all these gaming chairs, and it is this right here. You see this branding on the chair? Every single gaming chair company has that branding, and with the amount of money that I pay for this chair and everyone else pays, come on, really? We're not paying to advertise your product for you. I think it's a little messed up that they put their branding on the chair like that, and it's always there, and it's like basically free advertisement when you paid them so much money for the chair. I think that's kind of messed up, personally. Yeah. So hopefully gaming chairs stop doing that in the future. I'm not buying a gaming chair because of that specifically. You know what? Forget gaming chairs. I'm never buying one again because, hey, you gotta pay me for branding in my stuff, okay? That's really messed up in my opinion. It's kind of a cheap thing to do there by having your branding like right in the face of anyone that may possibly end up seeing the chair like that. I mean, on t-shirts and stuff like that, I can understand that because those things, they aren't as expensive. And not only that, but you can actually turn a t-shirt inside out if you'd like. You don't like the branding, you don't want people seeing it. I'm actually wearing my shirt inside out, I think. Yeah, I am actually. You could do something like that, but with one of these, I mean, your only option is to cover up the chair with a seat cover, and well, you have to go out and buy a seat cover, and that costs money. Alright, enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump on into the review here. Now, this is a King Series DXRacer chair, compared to the standard model of DXRacer, which is the F-Series. This is a bigger version of that, essentially. And that's pretty much the only difference between that one and this one. Also, this one, I believe, has just a tad bit more cushioning than that one. And while there is also the price, because you get something that's several times bigger, it's going to go ahead and cost more. The cost on this one was roughly $450 when I had purchased it. I believe they do sell it for a little less now, and they occasionally have sales where it goes down even further during the holidays and such. But yeah, this sure cost quite a bit. Now, the F-Series is quite affordable compared to this one. It's like $200 less, if I'm not mistaken, around $250 or so. And that is the F-Series. Now, it is a pretty comfortable chair. I did have issues with my previous chair. Those actually give me a lot of pain whenever I stand it for extended periods, long streams, and that was a big reason why I decided to go with the DXRacer myself due to that. And after having switched to this chair, I will say it's definitely up there in comfort. It's very comfortable. If you're looking for a comfortable chair, it's definitely something that you may want to have in consideration along with anything else you're considering for the spot of your chair that you'll be using, especially if you'll be using it for long hours. Now, as for the durability of the chair, I have had this chair for roughly, let's say, 4 going on 5 years now, and you can see that it does show signs of wear and tear, And well, let me say, this is nothing compared to what the cushion looks like. The cushioning is much more worn than how all this looks here, and I have not been too rough with my chair over the years. I've kept it in fairly good shape, but the cushioning, yeah, this is nothing compared to the cushioning. The cushioning is peeling everywhere. There's actually a tear in the cushioning. I don't know how that happened. The leather, it's a synthetic leather. It's not real leather. The leather actually has a cut that goes through the middle of it, and I can see what's underneath inside the actual chair. So keep that in mind if you do decide to go with this chair. At most, it'll last you 2 to 3 years with good care before it starts to show signs of wear and tear. Now, it is a comfortable chair, but it is kind of falling apart after what I would say is kind of a short amount of time, only 2 to 3 years considering the price point that you pay, $450, and it's pretty much the same for the F-Series as well from what I've seen and heard. Now this chair can also recline. It can go to a horizontal angle if you choose to do that, so it does have the option to do that. I think that's a pretty nice feature if maybe you want to relax in your chair, kick your feet back, and maybe even sleep in it. It's possible to do that because of its ability to go so far back. And not only that, but it's on a base which can pivot. So the chair itself can actually pivot similar to a rocking chair. If you don't have it tightened, you can actually sway back and forth just like that, because of how it is on the base. Now the base itself is pretty sturdy. It's not going to fall apart on you. I have seen issues where that has happened with some people, but it's not quite a common issue, and well, if that does happen, it's usually due to the weight limit on the chair. Like, let's say you get the F-Series, when you weigh quite a bit and you've been using it for years and eventually one of the legs breaks off or something like that. It's usually a weight issue when there is a problem like that that arises. Now it does have armrests on the chair which are fully adjustable. You can move them back and forth, up and down. So it is nice that they have customization when it does come to the armrest of the chair. And well, since it is a synthetic fabric, whenever you do clean it, you're not going to want to use any chemicals. I may have used things that might not be recommended on it when cleaning it, but that's not the reasoning for it falling apart. Even if you do take care of it, like I said, usually from what I've seen in my experience, after 2 to 3 years, that's usually when it starts to show signs of wear and tear, especially if you have been using it almost daily from multiple hours on end. Now, if you're deciding on getting a DXRacer and you're trying to choose between the F-Series or possibly a larger one like this one, know that the F-Series chair, the average recommendation for that chair is 5'9". Now, on the higher side of the scale, I think you can still get that chair up until roughly around 6 feet to 6 feet 3 inches. Now, for those of you that use centimeters as your unit of measurement, 6 feet is 183 centimeters, and 6 feet 3 is about 190 centimeters, I'd say. So if you're above either of those heights or you're bordering it, you may want to go ahead and get the larger chair if you are bordering those heights, or you do weigh quite a bit more, or you have broad shoulders, because if you have broad shoulders, well, you may have a little bit of trouble fitting into the smaller one. It can work, it'll be just fine, but you'll be at the upper limit, I'd say, which is really all that comfortable for the F-Series. You'll want to go up a little bigger. See, like me here, I pretty much fit this entire chair right here, and my height is, I'd say, roughly around 83 centimeters, and this is the King Series, and my head does go all the way to the end of the headrest there. So keep that in mind. If you do go with the smaller one and you're roughly around my height, your head might actually go a little above the height of the actual chair's headrest. Now that we've gone over those different aspects and features of the chair, I think the question comes up as to whether I would recommend a DXRacer to someone looking to purchase one. Now, let me say first, when I purchased my DXRacer, my reasoning for purchasing it was because I had a chair that was really uncomfortable. It was roughly $10 that I paid for the chair. It was a folding chair, and after sitting in that chair for about an hour, let me just say that you'd be in quite a bit of pain. And while the DXRacer chair, that was a chair that I saw a lot of streamers using at the time. It was in pretty much everyone's stream who had a chair, which you could see on stream, and I became familiar with it because of that. And whenever it was that I asked them about their chair, whether they would suggest it or recommend it and what are their thoughts in it, I would usually hear positive things all the way around. It was actually very rare to hear negative things. But after my experiences with the chair itself, after having had it for a few years now, 4 going on 5 approximately, would I suggest the chair? I want to say I think you can do better for the price point. The price point that they do sell these chairs at, this one being $450 and then the F-Series being $250, I think it is possible to do slightly better at that price point. So let me say, if you're looking to get one of these chairs, you need something that's more comfortable right now, but you don't have time to go out there and familiarize yourself with all the other chairs that are available to you, then yes, I would say go ahead and get yourself a DXRacer. If that isn't the case though, well, other chairs out there, go ahead and do your research, and well, fingers crossed that you'll get one that is better than the DXRacer if you do go for one at a similar price point. So there you go. Those are my honest thoughts on the DXRacer chair. And well, also one more thing I should mention, it did come with a pillow on the headrest and a lumbar support cushion, which I took off. I don't have those on anymore. So just letting you know, it does come standard with those 2 things. You don't see them on mine though. So yeah, that is gonna be it for this one. If this video helped you out, you enjoyed it, hopefully it does help you out, and you did like it, be sure to let me know by leaving a like to bump us up in that YouTube algorithm, and leave a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts and whether this video helped you out or not. Oh, also, don't forget to subscribe. Alright then, I'm Wolfie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.